Glasser. Stay back!
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Mr. Hammer, how are you?
Much better, thank you. Yeah, much better. Oh, yeah, much better. Yeah. Come here. Hey, which one of those tender chicks is Miss Jean Barr?
Miss Barr's not in the line. Was she expecting you?
Yeah, she was expecting me.
First there on the right.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Come in.
Miss Barr?
Yes.
Mike Hammer.
Well, you're much better looking than your pictures. Won't you sit down, Mr. Hammer?
Yeah, thanks. Your phone call didn't exactly spell out what you wanted, Miss Barr.
I know. Tell me about Rick Glasser.
Tell you what?
Well, the newspapers compared him to John Dillinger. Was that true?
Well, yeah, he operated a little like Dillinger, yeah.
Well, what kind of a man was he? Smart and as tough as reporters said?
If he was smart, he wouldn't have carried a gun.
Well, you were. What's that make you?
A better shot. Well, the evening hasn't been entirely wasted. You're very nice to look at.
Well, where are you going?
Look, Miss Barr, if you called me over here to pick up a little local color about a dead hoodlum, you wasted a dime.
I called you because I'm in trouble.
Well, then why the cross-examination about Glasser?
I read about you in the newspaper, and I wanted to see if you believed your own publicity.
Oh. Miss Barr, pulling the trigger on a rat like Glasser doesn't give me a kick, and I don't like talking about it. Maybe in your business, publicity is the first thing you think about. Well, I don't. Good night.
Obviously, I hit your tender spot, didn't I, Mr. Hammer? Well, I'm certainly glad I found out what an ill-tempered man you really are before we got down to fine cases.
Yeah, you got a pretty short fuse yourself there, chickie.
Maybe. The name's Jean.
Mine's Mike. Hey, you really in trouble?
Terrible trouble. Look, I'm sorry I sounded off.
Don't you forget it. Sit down. Now, tell me about it.
Do you know anything about me? Professionally, I mean?
Well, no. Only what I read in the columns. A rising young star, freshest face in Manhattan, all that sort of stuff.
Well, let me tell you a real Cinderella story. And how the clock's just struck midnight.
Midnight. Jean Barr wasn't kidding. The story began in the village a few years back where she was singing her heart out for scale and all she could eat. A musician named Ralph Shields, who was now her business manager, had spotted her and hustled a money connection which started her on the way uptown. She'd moved into an expensive apartment, acquired a 3-closet wardrobe, and a 46th Street dramatic coach. And now the big break. A juicy contract with a television network for her own show. Yeah, a real Cinderella story, but with a payoff. It seems the money for all this had come from a racketeer named Bart Sengler. The fine print in the contract she'd signed with him gave Sengler 30% of her income forever. What's more, she'd agreed to pay back whatever Sengler advanced for her build-up. A week ago, the bill had come in. Yes, so?
Now, Sengler claims that he spent $50,000 the last 2 years. I don't believe it.
$50,000? Well, doesn't your business manager keep books?
Well, Ralph says I owe it. And, you know, I'm willing to pay the $50,000. There's the 30% on the top.
30... Well, honey, if this contract's unfair, any court in the country will throw it out.
And if the public found out that a man like Sengler had financed me, would my TV sponsor throw me out?
Oh, yeah. So, you want to break this contract without going to court, right?
Well, and then there's more.
More?
You see, day before yesterday, I received a call from a man demanding $5,000. He was whispering on the phone. I could hardly understand him. And he says that he has some pictures that could finish my career.
Calendar art?
Oh, I never posed for anything like that.
Yeah. Pictures of you and Sengler, maybe.
Gee, I only met Sengler once.
Well, lucky you. I've known him a long, long time.
Jane?
Yes, Ralph.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were busy.
Oh, that's all right. Come in. Mike Hammer, Ralph Shields, my manager.
Oh, hi. How do you do?
Hello, Mr. Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
The Mr. Hammer?
That's right, Ralph, and I've asked him to help us.
Do what?
Get the contract and find out about the pictures.
Honey, I think you're making a terrible mistake. If any of this leaked out, why, you know what had happened. Sengler has to be handled with finesse. No offense, Mr. Hammer, but unless I read the wrong newspapers, that's not your cup of tea.
Finesse. Is that what you call letting her sign away 30% of her salary?
I made a mistake, but I'm trying to correct it. Gene, you know I talked to Sengler again. He's willing to compromise.
Settle for 30% for 20 years instead of life.
Well, what is it you intend to do, Mr. Hammer?
I haven't even said I'd take the job yet.
And why don't you think it over, and we'll think it over, too, hmm?
But, Ralph, there is nothing to think over. This man with the pictures is going to call back at midnight.
Oh, forget it, honey. Look, every celebrity gets crackpot calls.
Yes, the police department takes a very dim view of blackmail. Why not just turn it over to them, huh?
Hammer, you don't seem to understand. If there's even one breath of scandal, she's ruined.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a neat problem. No, two neat problems. The pictures and Sengler. Okay. All right, I'll give it a try, Miss Barr.
Hammer, now, you understand if... well, I mean, we're not responsible if anything happens to you.
Not responsible? Yeah. I'll let you know where I am around midnight. Good night.
Good night.
All right, Hammer, what do you want?
A little piece of paper, Jean Barr's contract.
Oh, Jean Barr.
Yeah. She's willing to pay you what she owes you, a little at a time, plus a reasonable price for your contract.
What's reasonable?
You tell me.
Well, now, that's hard to say. Next 10 years, kid's liable to make $500,000. She's hot, 30% of
You're dreaming. How much?
Okay, 100,000. Plus the 50.
I don't hear you.
So I keep the contract. It's legal. If you don't believe me, take me to court.
And have the world know that your filthy money backed that kid, huh? No thanks. I'm offering you 10% on your investment of 50 grand for 2 years. That's 10,000 clear profit, subject to the girl's approval.
You know, Hammer, you're all mixed up. You come in here, you push your way in here, you give me orders. This is my country. You're a tourist. Meet Louis, Hammer.
I don't have to. I can smell him.
Louis. Got a match? This could be dangerous. Put it out, Louis. This kid would do anything for me, wouldn't you, Louis? That's right, Mr. Sengler. Take a good look at this bum, Louis. He wants something, but he's broke. If he comes around again, make sure he's got 50 G's before you let him in. Otherwise, show him what we do to wise guys, okay?
Certainly, Mr. Sengler.
Nice seeing you again, Mike.
You know, Sengler, I didn't realize just how big you'd grown, how ripe you really are.
Ripe for what?
Plucking. See you around.
Not without 50 grand.
I hadn't forgotten Jean Barr's other problem, the man with the pictures for sale. To check that, I had to wait for Jean Barr's report that the candid cameraman had telephoned her at midnight. And what better place to wait than a quiet little boîte with something attractive to keep my mind occupied. Jean Barr's call came at 12:15. The blackmailer had just phoned her and left a number. Reluctantly, she said. And this fit the picture I was beginning to get of him from the way he played his hand. I could have run down the peddler's address with a street directory and surprised him in the flesh, but there wasn't any hurry. This night was shaping up for fun. The man was nervous. His voice kept cracking like a bashful Betty, but he agreed to meet me in the morning. Time, 10 a.m. The place, Central Park. Even with a late breakfast, I could make it by then. The forecast for the following morning was fair and warm, and I dressed for it. The weatherman must have been using last year's almanac when he called that shot. It was cold and starting to rain when I headed up the south side of the lake. Even the Buddy Can You Spare a Buck Brigade had grabbed their newspapers and run for cover. The rendezvous spot with Gene Barr's blackmailer was a footbridge near the end of the lake. It looked like my friend was on time, and my friend had a friend. Even at a distance, there was something familiar about them, or maybe my imagination was just playing tricks. There was only one way to find out. Well. Haven't we met somewhere before?
Hello, Mr. Hammer.
No, not you, doll. Your boyfriend here. The face I can't place, but that cough.
Stop kidding, Hammer. You saw me at the club.
The stage doorman. Why, sure, what do you know? And here I thought that all stage doormen were old retired troopers.
Go ahead, Doc. Get down to business.
Look, Hammer, we don't want any trouble. We don't want to hold Miss Barr up.
No, of course you don't.
Did you bring the money?
Yeah, first let's see the merchandise.
Merchandise?
Hey, you're a couple of greenhorns, aren't you? You don't even know the rules of the game.
Show him the print, Doc.
No. Money first. I don't trust him. Come on, Hammer, show me.
Okay, fine.
Hold it. She's got a gun.
Well, sure I have. Over here. See, I keep my wallet over here. Come on, which one do you want now? Come on, make up your mind. Come on, you clown. Put that gun down. You couldn't pull the trigger.
I'm warning you, Hammer.
Don't, Doc.
Yeah, don't, Doc. You better take your advice. It's probably the smartest thing she ever touted you on. Now, come on, give me the gun.
Okay, Mr. Hammer, we are amateurs. Just like you said. This is the first time we ever did anything like this.
You his wife?
Yeah. I'm the photographer at the club. Doc's sick. All we need is a stake to get us out of town.
This could get you out of town, all right? 1 to 5 years. All right, let's see the picture.
This is my idea, Hammer. Don't hold her.
Oh, keep quiet, Doc. I took the picture.
That's right. Man you killed last week. Rick Glasser and Gene Barr.
Yeah, Rick Glasser. Last week's public enemy #1. And Gene Barr. Well, what do you know? At my office, I got the confession. Insurance against any future blackmail attempt, and a guarantee Doc wouldn't hold out any prints. They signed willingly enough. But the thing that rocked me was the fact that Gene Barr had known Rick Glasser. The implications of that one were dynamite. Well, where was that picture taken?
At the Dancing Cat Club in the village about 4 years ago. I was the photo girl and Doc played piano in the combo.
That's where we met.
Well, then Rick Glasser was a good friend of Gene's, yeah?
They went out together plenty. I guess you're wondering why she hired you, knowing that you killed Rick.
I can make a pretty good guess.
She must have been hoping that you'd get knocked off.
Yeah, you got a point. Do you know Bart Sengler?
Oh, who doesn't? In the old days, he used the Cat Club for an office.
What? Well, then Rick Glasser must have known Sengler, too, yeah?
Knew him. He used to do Singler's gun work for him. At least that was the talk.
Well. I told Doc and Vivian to go back to their apartment and wait until I called them. But right now, I was burning to get down to the Cat Club and have a few words with Gene Barr.
Don't you usually knock on a lady's door before you walk in, Mr. Hammer?
I'm not sure that classification includes you, Chickie.
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
just sit right down here.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, I guess I didn't hear the bell ring when you started quizzing me about that dead Gunsel.
I don't know what you're talking
Rick
about.
Glasser.
What about him?
You don't know him?
No.
I ought to shove this picture right down your little throat.
Where did you get it?
What do you think?
Well, so I knew Rick Glasser. What difference does that make?
makes you a liar, and it makes me wonder just what you really wanted.
My contract.
And me dead trying to get it for you because I killed your boyfriend, right?
But he wasn't my boyfriend. Mike, I've tried to tell you I've met a lot of people in this business, and it didn't mean a thing.
No.
Gene, are you all right? Gene, let me in. What's going on in here? What have you been doing to her, Hammer?
Just trying to find out how much of a sucker I am. What about you, Shields? Did you know Rick Glasser?
Yes, I knew him.
Well, what about this? Here, familiar?
It's a blackmail picture, It was taken at the Cat Club, wasn't it?
Oh, you recognize the joint, huh?
I ought to. I used to work with a combo there. Did you get the negative?
No, but I will.
Sengler phoned me. Told me you tried to push him around.
Oh, is he worried?
No, but I am. Look, Sengler won't bluff. Now, your strong-arm methods are just going to ruin her career. I'm warning you, Gene. Now, don't let him do it.
Mike, I guess he's right. I'm sorry.
So you're calling me off the case, huh?
Yes.
When you deliver the negative, we'll pay you for the picture and for your time.
Mm-hmm. One question. Did you go to Sengler to get the money for Jean's build-up?
Not exactly. I was looking for a backer. Sengler came to me.
Oh, he came to you. But you didn't know Sengler. You'd only met him once.
That's right.
And just when did you find out that Sengler's loan included a 30% cut?
I told her about it. Last Saturday when Sengler phoned me. 2 years ago when she signed her contract, she didn't read the fine print.
No, but you did.
Well, not until about a year ago. I didn't want to worry Gene. Look, Hammer, I don't know what's on your mind, but you're not working for us now.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not working for you anymore. I'm on my own, yeah? So on my own, I think I'll get your contract back. While I'm at it, put Sengler right out of business. Doc and Veronica Carnes lived in a modest pad on 56th Street West. Maybe they could supply a few more answers. But I was wrong. Doc and Veronica weren't answering any questions. Somebody had chewed through Carnes' apartment like a Kansas twister. There was no way to tell if they'd found what they were after. No way to even know for certain what they'd been looking for. And it had to be important. Doc and Veronica must have thought so, too. The blonde with the camera wouldn't have to worry anymore about Doc's cough or about anything else. They'd fought together as a team to find their miserable little place in the sun. And apparently they'd died the same way. No wounds, just finger marks around their throats. The police might find a tangible clue somewhere in this mess, so I called Pat Chambers at Homicide. But I couldn't wait. I was thinking of a man with strength enough in his big, fat hands to strangle two people at the same time. I told Pat to meet me at Bart Sengler's office after he finished here.
All right, now, what is it? Did you get my breakfast? Hammer,
Yeah, Bart, me.
what the devil are you doing?
Right down. Now, you listen good, because when I'm through talking, I want you to move fast and do exactly as I say. That way I may let you live.
You'll never get away with it.
Killing you? I'll take that chance. Now, I want Gene Barr's contract. Where is it?
I don't know.
All right, Bart, you're dressed for a workout. You're gonna get one. Now, where's that contract?
Okay. It's in my safe.
Where?
Behind a picture.
All right, over here. All right, open it up. Open it up. Come on. All right, now you put up the money for Gene Barr. Why?
Investment.
Investment. Come again. Back in the Canary isn't your racket, Bart. Now, come on. Why?
It wasn't me.
No?
It was Rick.
Who?
Rick Glasser. It was his money.
Rick's money.
Yeah.
Why, sure. So that's why you didn't try and collect until after he was dead, huh?
He would have killed me.
Come on.
Inside.
Get it yourself. Listen, did Gene Barr know that Rick was her real backer?
No, she wouldn't take a dime from him.
No, why?
She knew where he got it. She hated Rick. Yeah.
Well, then why would he help her?
Hey!
Lewis, it had to be you. J.B. account. January 1st, 15th, January...
Come in.
Well, Gene.
Well, Mr. Shields. You look as if you've been busy.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, here's your negative, Gene. But don't you wonder who took it? Who's been blackmailing you?
What difference does it make?
Look, Hammer, we're getting tired of your questions.
But you knew who took it, didn't you?
Well, I could guess. Veronica Carnes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're dead.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Veronica took some pictures of Singler, which he had to have. Even if it meant killing him, which he did. Or rather, Lewis did. By the way, here's your contract.
Singler gave you this?
Well, no, not exactly. I took it out of his safe.
Now, look, Hammer, we're not responsible for anything illegal you've done.
What about the things you've done, huh?
I'm afraid I don't understand you.
Singler's bookkeeping. Money's advanced to the JB account. That's the Gene Barr account. $20,000 in the past 2 years. 20, not 50. What happened to the other 30,000, Shields?
I resent that, Hammer.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Oh, Mike, stop it. You're wrong.
No, Chicky, I'm not. No, he and Singler had a deal, and you were caught right in the middle. Shields here could pad your account if he would back Singler's 30% take, and they didn't even put up one thin dime.
Well, who did?
Rick Glasser.
Rick Glasser put up the money?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, why would he do that, Gene? Just why would Rick Glasser put up $50,000 for you?
Rick Glasser was my brother.
Your brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, does that fit? Oh, boy, does that fit? You and Singler knew about it all along. And you just sat back and waited till something happened to him so you could cash in on her success, you crumb.
Go get the police.
Just a minute, Buster. They'll be here any minute. Singler was talking a mile a minute to save his miserable hide when I left. He's got to beat a murder rap, so he says that you phoned him.
That's not true.
Yeah, you phoned Singler and told him that Veronica had taken some pictures of him and his big shot friends.
He's a liar.
Yeah, but not about that. Singler couldn't possibly have known that Veronica had those pictures unless you told him, and you did.
Mike.
Hey, come on. Come on. You know, if I were you, I'd grab a powder puff and make a face. Just about 5 minutes, this room's gonna be full of people.
Mike, I'm finished. When they find out, they'll run me right out of
Oh,
town.
honey, no. After this, you can't miss being a star. Hey, there's people. Oh, we better open up the door, huh? Come on, Chicky, come on. Okay. Ready?